Hello and welcome to techsith tutorials. In last tutorial we looked at a method named setPrototypeOf, which allows you to use one object's method into another object using prototype link. This tutorial we are going to look at a method called Object.assign. So instead of setting the prototype link, Object.assign helps you copy properties of one object into another. This tutorial is part of a much larger series on overall object-oriented programming. So if you want to start from the beginning, you can do so. I'll provide a link here. Okay, so let's start with this object called Toyota, which has two methods, drive and brake. And it simply returns a string. And this is an object literal. Now I'm going to create another object called Camry. And this will have its own method called, let's say, Wi-Fi, and it would just return using Wi-Fi. I can use Object.assign method to copy all the Toyota's properties into Camry. So the way it would work is I would say Object.assign, and I would say Camry and Toyota. Now if I look at the console dir Camry, I should see all the methods copied. So if I run it, I would see Camry method with all three methods. So two from the Toyota and one its own. Now what if I had my own drive method here in the Camry, and it would say driving Camry. If I run it, I would have two methods, brake and drive. Basically it picks one of the drive, and it's usually the copied one, the last one, and I can check it by running drive on this. So if I run this, I would get driving Toyota. So unlike the other method, setPrototypeOf, which keeps its own method, here, because the methods are copied, it will overwrite the local method if you have a name collision. So one of the utility of Object.assign method is to create a copy. So let's say if I have a Toyota object and I want to create another objects from it, I can do it. So the way I would do it is I would take an empty object like this and copy all the Toyota's properties into this empty object, and I would get a new object. I would just call it new copy Toyota. So now if I look at the copy Toyota object, it basically copied all the methods to it. But be careful here. This is doing a shallow copy, which means it's just basically taking all the properties and copying. It doesn't do anything to the prototype. So if you have any prototype method, they don't get copied over. So this is only a shallow copy, not a deep copy. So you can make it clone, or you can actually add a new property to any object. So let's say if I have Toyota here, and then I can pass an object which has a bunch of other methods called Wi-Fi, which returns using Wi-Fi. You can say color is red. This should be Toyota. So if I run it, I would get an object with, I would get additional method and a color property. So you can add new methods to an object as well. One of the cool utility I found of Object.assign is when you write a constructor. So let's say if I have a constructor C1, which basically sets a bunch of properties, let's say x, y, z properties, it would have to do inside this it would have to say this dot x equal to x, this dot y equal to y, and this dot z equal to z. But instead of this, you can write it like this. You can say let c1 equal to function x, y, and z. And inside you would say Object.assign this, and then you can pass all the properties x, y, and z. So basically it would add x, y, z to this. So one of the most important utility of Object.assign is to build function mixins. So in next tutorial, we are going to look at function mixins and how to use them. And I hope you learned something from this tutorial. And if you did, please like, subscribe, and provide a constructive comment. Thank you.